Mehek Cooke is with us tonight, Republican strategist and legal surrogate for former President Trump, and Jarrod Bernstein, Democratic strategist and former Obama administration official. Welcome both. We appreciate you being here. Mehek, I do want to start with you. Let's pick up where we were just speaking with Niall. I want your take on former President Trump and other Republicans just continuing to hammer the Biden administration and FEMA for its hurricane response. I actually want to take a moment and listen to this together.
Level, this has been a massive failure. When you talk to the people who are directly affected, they will tell you that this has been an abject failure. FEMA has lost sight of its core mission, I think, in so many cases, and the administration has not shown that they were prepared for this eventuality and this terrible disaster.
Speaker Johnson there today. And Mehek, Democrats are quick to point out that Trump's disaster response while in office, I mean, he diverted funds from FEMA. He blocked some aid to Puerto Rico in the wake of Hurricane Maria in 2017. I mean, truthfully, is this the pot calling the kettle black?
Well, I think we have to look at just the facts today. Even Kamala Harris stood there on the grounds of hurricane relief and told people, if you qualify, we will give you $750. So this is from the horse's mouth. When you're telling people who are in massive disaster that the most we can give you, if you go through bureaucracy and all those hoops, is $750, it's an epic failure of this administration. And when you talk about relief funding, there's no doubt Speaker Johnson and so many other Republicans are right. And I think Democrats would say this as well. This is for disaster relief. That means there should have been millions of dollars here, but there's not. And when you look at the funding to Ukraine, when you look at the $1.4 billion that we have given to illegal immigrants during this migrant crisis, it is unacceptable. And regardless of what pot they have been stealing money from, this is taxpayer money, and this should have gone to disaster relief victims first. $750 is unacceptable. So instead of pointing fingers, Kamala Harris needs to start figuring out how to be an executive and start making sure that these victims have enough money to survive, or we're going to see more and more victims every single day on the news. And we have another disaster heading our way. So
we certainly do. With the time we have, I appreciate that response. Jarrod, let's get you in here, because meanwhile, you know, an ex-aide has gone on the record as saying that Trump refused to give California wildfire aid until he was told how many people there had voted for him. Is there hypocrisy here?
I mean, I think Donald Trump has cornered the market on hypocrisy here, although maybe he's sharing some space with Speaker Johnson, who clearly hasn't read the Stafford Act, which he's at his leisure to pass an amendment to as a Speaker of the House anytime he sees wish, because the $750 my esteemed colleague from the Republican side was talking about is actually in the Stafford Act and dictated by statute. So they should feel free to pass an addendum to the Stafford Act at any time they want, but they're busy out on the campaign trail. On a losing one, by the way. And just for the record, just so we're clear, there is no accounting for what people voted for or what kind of county it's in when FEMA does their job. And if anybody was really looking at it, the job of the state and the local government is to be that first line, and FEMA's job is to come in and backstop them, which they've been doing in spades, and they've been having hundreds of thousands of tons of material and money flowing into the disaster areas every hour. So it's really a cheap shot, and it shows, like I've been saying on this program for weeks, a losing campaign that is struggling to find its footing. And they know that on Election Day, with the ground game that the Harris-Walz campaign has in place, they're going to lose because it's this close. And on Election Day, ground game matters, and that's what Harris has.
Okay, with the time we have left, I want to turn this over to you, Mehek. Is this evidence of a desperate campaign, a losing campaign?
No, these are just facts. When you're giving $750 to people over illegal immigrants, and let's not forget, we continue to stop talking about the illegal immigration crisis under Biden-Harris. They opened up a border of 11 million illegal immigrants, 99 known terrorists that are roaming free, 14,000 that have committed homicides. I mean, what are we talking about here when we're talking about a ground game? People don't want ground games. We want our borders secure. We want to make sure we can send our kids to school without them being raped or ending up dead. That is what American people want today. It's safety and security, and this is where Harris has failed. Biden is incompetent, so Harris needs to step up and start showing leadership, and she refuses to. She is in office.
Okay, we are out of time. We are out of time.
She should be passing an executive order.
I do appreciate both of you coming on tonight. Mehek Cooke, Jarrod Bernstein, I'm sorry. I know there's a lot to cover, and we are short on time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.